All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. I'd also like to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do group well. And I would like to say peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, to the hopeful elect in 1/3, and Adawan Ratazah. This lesson will be edifying as well as exhorting to the sincere sheep of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Edifying. And Tawadi Habashim El Shai Bahashim Rakakwadash for giving me the inspiration to do this lesson. And as the title reads, Behold, Mr. Number One. And pretty much I want to do this lesson based off Esau Edom's pride, where he's always put himself at the forefront of advancements in society, civilization, dictatorship, empire, rulership, all right, you name it. Esau Edom, all right, the so-called white man and woman whose patriarch goes back on their father's side to Edom, has in their spirit, okay, to be the most proud. And they always want to pride themselves in, advancing and being the number one, always being number one. And, I was thinking about this yesterday. And what is so beautiful is the same things that Esau Edom is number one in is also the same thing that condemns him. Okay, so for him to be the first and what has glorified him also condemns him. So I want to go through a few points here. All right, now I'm going to share my screen. Now what I did was I asked ChatGPT. Okay, check this out. I asked ChatGPT what are some notable events or inventions that America, which America is Babylon the Great, came up with first? And I want to focus on that. Number one, who's always number one? It's Babylon, okay? And it's Esau Edom. It says Babylon has been the birthplace of numerous groundbreaking inventions and events that have shaped global culture, technology, science, and politics. Here is a list of notable firsts that America has claimed. Okay, so when you go into the aspect of the technology, okay, the first thing they have is what? The airplane. Okay, then they have the light bulb, which I actually believe Jake came up with the light bulb. I have a screenshot of that as well. Let's actually ask this. Let's say this: Did a black man create because Jake created a lot, the light bulb? Jake created a lot. I have a list of it right here. Light bulb. Geez, let me get my spelling together. Light bulb. I just want to see. I know Nikola Tesla. See, look at this. While Thomas Edison is credited with inventing the light bulb, it wasn't a single person's invention. Jake, Louis Latimer, and Judite inventor made crucial contributions to its development. Okay, so the point this is my point. Okay, this is my point. All right here. So Esau Edom, who gets the credit for creating things first. All right, but then when you go deeper into it, it's not necessarily him, but he takes ownership of it. But that's not what this lesson is about. This lesson is showing you what he has came up with first, and also showing you in the Bible what he has come up with first that's going to lead to his condemnation. So keep that word first or number one, all right, in your mental. So let's go to this. This is the aspect of pride, people, okay, as Elder Apostle Gabar would say, all right, talking to the people here. So I'm just going through, look, the list of the internet, which just the first time the internet was used was in 1969. Look, the moon landing, 1969. What else happened in 1969? You had the assassination of Fred Hampton, which the Black Panther Party was of men, so it came to naught. Then the prophecy of Malachi, the 4th chapter, where Elijah was sent back unto us, who we believe through faith by the name of Abba Bivens. All right, so what he is proclaiming first in also condemns him. So you are Mr. Number One. All right, but we got more. So let's show you this pride. See? That's that pride, all right, because there's nothing new under the sun. The Esau Edom didn't create the first flying object. The chariots of Yasharallah, of heaven, are the flying objects that we will be delivered in. But let me get this point. I've been speaking too much. I need a precept. Jeremiah 50:31. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud. Why? Why? Well, here's a good example. You take credit for something, and you take credit for things that you actually didn't create, or it wasn't just solely you. Like when you go into Steve Jobs, it wasn't just Steve Jobs. It was a team. It was a team effort. All right, but I don't want to stick just on that. All right, but these notable things is what has gotten Esau Edom so proud. And in the midst of all this, you still got Habakkuk 2, where you had to shed blood. You had to shed blood to establish a city, but it was built off inequity. So woe unto you, Mr. Number One. Woe unto you, Mr. First. And I got more because, hey, Esau Edom was the first in a lot of things. And a lot of things that Esau Edom was first in also is going to condemn him. So let me get into it. It says, behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith the Lord, power of hosts, for thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. See, Esau Edom has been the most proud. All right. He's been the most arrogant. He's showcased the most pomp. All right. Well, he's the biggest hypocrite known to man, which when you go into the word hypocrite, it means the sin of pretending to be good. All right. A liar, a natural born liar. And the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. Wait a minute. But you were the first also to drop the AB. You were the first to do this. Okay. And that's Revelations 13. I'm going to get it. So here it is. What you take pride in and being the first in is why you're going to be destroyed within it. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? What you take pride at being Mr. Number One or being the first of also is going to lead to your condemnation. Wow. Trick bag. It says, and the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up, and I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all round about him. But wait a minute. You made fire come down from earth in the sight of men, and now you being the first one to do that, that fire is going to come down on the earth in sight of men again to destroy you. Isn't that funny? Now, real quick, let me go to Obadiah. This is Obadiah 1 and 3. All right. Obadiah 1 and 3. It says, the pride of thy heart has deceived thee. See, the pride of thy heart has deceived thee, thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down? Well, let's go into it. Let's actually show you that Esau Edom will be brought down. Okay, because what you have taken pride in has ultimately led to your downfall, which is prophecy. Now, check this out. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, thence will I bring thee down to the ground. So Esau Edom prided himself and claiming that he was the first to land on the moon. But the Bible says that once you say you set your nest amongst the stars, we landed on the moon. That's when I will begin to bring you down. So in 1969, when you look at it, when you claim to land on the moon, was also the same time of Malachi 4 of John the Baptist coming back to us. Okay, John the Baptist coming back. All right, who we believe through faith is an elder by the name of Abba Bivens. Okay, who came from the commandment keepers. I just got to get it just for edification's sake. He claimed to have set himself on the moon was the same time the prophecy of this was being fulfilled. Malachi 4 and 5, behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord, and he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children and the heart of the children to the fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. So this is what cracked open with this truth that we have now. This is the genesis of it in our generation or in this side of the earth. So at the same time, Esau was saying, first, me right here, I landed on the moon. The Bible said, yeah, once you exalt yourself as the eagle and you say you set yourself amongst the stars, that's when I'm going to bring you down. And that's when prophecy got fulfilled. Isn't that funny? Let's go to this one. Isaiah 14 and 13. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation, which makes me think about he was more proud than his fellows. This is why Esau, Edom, rides upon the beast. It's the most proud of amongst the Edomite nations outside of Amalek, but Babylon is more of the face. She's more of the people person. She's the hoe. Okay, so she rubs shoulders with a lot of people. Amalek's the pimp. In the sides of the north, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. So see, you wanted to be first. You wanted to declare yourself upon the moon, but prophecy says once you attempted and claimed to do so, that's when I'm going to bring you down. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. So this guy is on his way out of here. And this pit or this hell doesn't mean hell as in upon the Roman Catholic or Greek mythology. Hell can be a condition. Hell can be the grave. All right. Hell also being signified to why Yahushua used the term Gehenna, referring to the ultimate destruction that Babylon would face. Okay, just because it says the underworld doesn't mean it's the underworld, because even the biblical scholars are wrong as well. Okay, so Esau, Edom is getting ready to be brought down. Okay, he's getting ready to be brought low because he wanted to be Mr. First. He wanted to be first, right? He wanted to say he landed on the moon. Well, as soon as you claim to land on the moon, that's when your end began. When you really look at it, though, Yahushua getting on the cross is when the end began. Okay, but then there was in particular moments or events in history that had to play out to lead to other events in history playing out. So now from there, what I want to do is let's go to here. Okay, this is okay. We got Obadiah. Now let me jump to here. All right, so now let's see what else he was first in. Wasn't Esau first in? Wasn't Esau Edom the first in being a murderer? Okay, but he declares democracy. And how did he do that? How did he declare democracy? By murdering. I just watched the movie Hostiles last night when I was going over my notes about Gad. Okay, and how did he establish this land that he's so proud about democracy? By touching the apple of the Most High's eye, even though it was prophecy. But look at how it played out with man. You know, you always got to think about that. Yeah, it's prophecy, but look at how it played out with man. This is Habakkuk 2:12. Woe to him that buildeth the town with blood and establish a city by iniquity. So he touched the apple of Yahweh Shem Shai's eye, but within that is a judgment unto him. See? But he prides himself with modern day democracy. Okay, let me see what else he's got in here. Rock and roll, mass production, fast food, and all these we can Jake created the GPS. Look at that. Here's another so-called invention that he created. Let me show you. Jake created the GPS, actually. See? So Jake was the main pioneer for the light bulb that he claims Thomas Edison. Let's see. Did a black man create GPS? Let's see. Did a black man create GPS? Wow. While Gladys West, a black mathematician, significantly, this is a female, also Eve, significantly contributed to the development of GPS, she didn't invent it in its traditional sense. See, that's pride. Because now when you go to his acknowledgments, they don't say Jake. See, it's credited to who? The U.S. military. That's their pride. This is their pride. Okay, Mr. First, Mr. Number One. So as we see all these Mr. Number Ones and we see all these first, let's actually go into the scriptures and show you what he's going to be condemned for being Mr. Number One. And here's a good example. John 8:44. Ye are of your father the devil, the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning. So Mr. Number One was the first murderer from the beginning. The number one murder recorded in history is Cain, who has come back as Esau Edom today. So shout out to Mr. Number One again. See, all this shit you talk, this is why it says, shame will be upon thy glory. Habakkuk 2:16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. So all these things that he glorifies in, there's nothing but shame in between them or within them. Blood, iniquity, all within that, as he sits here with this pride and saying, look at me, I was the first. Yeah, and you also were the first murderer from the beginning. So can you take pride in that? You see? Yeah, you claim to be the first to land on the moon, but the Bible says once you claim to set yourself amongst the stars, that's when I bring you down. So everything that Esau advances in is actually a condemnation to him. You want to brag because you created fast food chains like McDonald's, which this is a you weaponized food. Henry Ford, you created the 9 to 5. You got people slaving day in and day out, and you tricked the masses of people to think being a slave and getting minimum wage is being a successful American way. You see that? When you look actually the things that he claims to be first in, there's a blood trail behind it. Every trip with this demon. Now, real quick, let me plug my phone in. All right, hold on. I got more because I'm building it up. I'm building something up here. I got more to show you. Okay, so it says he was a murderer from the beginning. Now I tried this on Google, and I'll try it again. Who was the first black person, first murderer in the world? Let's see. Boom, Mr. Number One. Behold, Mr. Number One. Look at that. Look at the legacy of Mr. Number One. While he wants you to say, look at here, no. Look at, get the number 4, supersize me, and get the McChicken. Wait. Since we're talking about what you're first in, let's talk about how you're the first murderer. Let's talk about you're the first nation to war against us coming out of slavery. In the book of Genesis, the first murderer is recorded history is portrayed as the murder or killing of Abel by his brother Cain. See that? Behold, Mr. Number One. So all this number one talk, all this pride and pomp and how you look at other nations and you tell them this and you tell them that, okay, you're going to have to answer for being Mr. Number One. You're going to have to answer for being the number one to make fire come down from heaven. Now fire's going to have to come down from heaven on you. You want to kill by the sword? Well, you got to be killed by the sword. You want to pride and prance around how you had us in slavery. Now you got to go into slavery. See how he is in a trick bag? Even though he's bragging about it, boasting about it, we can sit back and laugh at him and while we're waiting for him to be judged for being Mr. Number One. Yeah, you are Mr. Number One. Let's give it to him. Give the devil a hand. You are Mr. Number One. But there are certain in particular things that you are number one at that you have yet to receive judgment for. And it's coming. Since thou hast not hated blood, oh, blood is going to pursue you, Mr. Number One. Okay? We can give it to him. It says he was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth because there was no truth in him. When he speaketh the lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Look at Mr. Number One's lies. You know, he lies and tells you he created this. Then you do enough history and you find out someone else created it. He lies and tells you chocolate and Nestle, and then you find out you got a little Jake, you got kids, you got all types of people slaving away to give you this little chocolate bar. So all these things that he prides himself in and being number one, there is a blood trail, lies, and inequity that follows behind it. Every trip, okay? Now from there, what do you got right here? This is Mr. Number One's legacy right there. Genesis 4:8. And Cain talked with Abel, his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him. Look at Mr. Number One's stats. This is Mr. Number One's track record. If we go to look at Mr. Number One's average, it's not too good for Mr. Number One when judgment comes. Okay. Now from there, let me see. Oh, let me get this. This is Revelations 13. And let me see what else Mr. Number One did. Revelations 13:11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. The 2 horns represent what? Modern day democracy. What is it called? Democrat and Republic. That's the 2 horns. Plebeian, patrician. So he prides himself with bringing in modern day democracy, which is nothing more than mirroring the Roman Republic, hence why the deadly wound was healed. But you've been given the glory to brag about this legacy, but this is the same legacy that's going to be used to condemn you. See? And it says, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And that's going to be that tyrannical, cruel Lord that we're getting ready to witness play out. You see? And it says, and he exercises all the power of the first beast before him. The first beast before him was the Roman Empire, the pagan Roman Empire. And now he's exercising the power of that first beast. And just like Rome fell, you're going to fall. Check this out. Did the founding fathers model America after the Roman Republic? Let's see what it says. Yes, the founding fathers did model aspects of America's system after the Roman Republic, but just like Rome fell, Babylon will fall. Nothing new under the sun. So what you wanted to become first in is also what's going to condemn you. Though they also drew heavily from other sources like the British constitutionalism, which that's why it says the little horn. That's why in Daniel, you sprung up. Okay. Enlightenment, philosophy, and ancient Greece, blah, blah, blah. See? So this is Rome revival, but just like Rome fell, you're going to fall. Okay. Now it says, and causes the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast. They did that through his monetary system, his IMF, Federal Reserve note. Go look up Jekyll Island. And now you understand why they dramatized the movie Titanic to hide truth in plain sight. Okay. The Federal Reserve Act. Worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. So now we're in the Roman revival, okay? But this was all a part of prophecy. Look, and he does great wonders so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men. So he has been credited, he's been credited with being the first one to make fire come down on earth in the sight of men, but the same way that he was first to have fire come down on earth. Now fire will come down on earth upon his own head. We can actually just get a real quick scripture. We could even put, I'll go to Jeremiah 50, but I want to see fire and I want to put Babylon. Let's just see what comes up. Okay, Jeremiah 51. Look. Jeremiah 51 and 58. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the broad walls of Babylon shall be utterly broken, and her high gates shall be burned with fire, and the people shall labor in vain, and the folk in the fire, and they shall be weary. So right here, it's already prophesied for Babylon to be rewarded as she has rewarded us. Okay, what is that? Revelations 18. But let me go to Jeremiah. Let me go to Jeremiah 50, because I'm going to get that fire real quick. Jeremiah 50. Okay, just walking this down. Okay, behold, Mr. Number One. Let me see. Do we want this? You know what? Jeremiah 50 and 29. Ooh. Jeremiah 50 and 22. A sound of battle is in the land. Yeah, Mr. First One, Mr. Number One, right? Mr. NWA, Mr. Number One. Remember you dropped that fire? Well, now a sound of battle is in the land and of a great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among nations? By the same way she gained power, by having fire come down on earth in the sight of men. See that? So what Mr. Number One is glorified for is also what's going to condemn and destroy Mr. Number One. You see that? Let me see what else I got for you. Look, verse 29, call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow, camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work. Recompense her according to her work. See, Mr. Number One, what you have done has to be done unto thee. How beautiful is this? And I got a little bit more. It says, according to all that she has done, do unto her, for she has been proud against Yahweh Shemel Shai, against the Holy One of Israel. See that? So he is getting ready to be overthrown with fire, just like how he had fire, prophesied that fire come down on earth to overthrow many. Verse 40, as Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein. Look at that, Mr. Number One. Now let's get some more for Mr. Number One. Excuse me. You were the first murderer. You're the first to drop fire on earth. And you got a lot to pay for, man. Okay. Oh, look at this. Matthew 26:52. Then said Yahushua unto him, put up again thy sword into his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. And what is the modern day sword now? The ICBM nuclear missiles. Okay, the same apparatus. Okay, the same sword that you were prophesied to use first in the sight of men, and that flaming sword was dropped on men, and now you're going to have flaming swords dropped on you. Okay, so a little more. Now we're going to end it off with a goodie. Let's see what else Mr. Number One, Mr. First. Let's see what Mr. First is known for, and will he be judged for it? Numbers 24:20. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. So everything that you pride and boast and brag in for being number one, well, we want to add to that list of what you're number one in. And this is something you can't brag or have pride or boast in any longer, because for being the first, for being number one, there is a great condemnation and judgment that's going to befall you for being number one. And he looked, that's it. Now let's go here, right here, Exodus 17:8. Then came Amalek and fought with Israel and Rephidim. So here we have it right here. Okay. So he came against us first, and we have the precept. Now what's going to happen to him? Deuteronomy 25:17. Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way when ye were come forth out of Egypt, how he met thee by the way and smote the hindmost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou wast faint and weary, and he feared not Yahweh. Therefore it shall be, when the Lord thy power hath given thee rest from all thy enemies round about, and the land which the Lord thy power giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven, thou shalt not forget it. So for Mr. Number One, being the first to come against us, being the first murderer from the beginning, being the first to bring fire down on earth, for those same things that you glorified yourself and lived deliciously in are the same things that's what's going to destroy you. This is Obadiah 1:18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it. So there you go. Okay. So there you go. For what Esau Edom has bragged, boast, and prided himself in his legacy for always being Mr. Number One, we now have found in scriptures prophecies and condemnations that are going to befall the same nation for what he has been number one in. See that? So I just wanted to touch on that topic real quick. Behold, Mr. Yeah, you are number one. Let's give him the credit where credit's due. Did you know you were number one in murdering? Do you know there's a lot you're number one in that you don't like to talk about, but through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shai Bashim Kakwadash, we're being inspired to talk about it here and now. And what we found out what you're number one in is also going to be the number one reason that brings your ass to an end. So I'm going to leave it there. I just wanted to touch on this quick topic. I pray this lesson was edifying. You know, I pray that it was exhorting and comforting. Okay, judgment is coming to Mr. Number One. So we can give Mr. Number One a hand. Okay, but what he don't know is what he's getting ready to be rewarded for being Mr. Number One. So with that being said, I just want to say, Call Allah, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Kakwadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do well. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect. With that being said, Shalom.